Hello, everyone. This week we have our exam on Friday, the 3rd, at our normal class time, so noon to 1 Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to just review some information and show you what I'm expecting for the exam. So I'm going to share my screen while I'm talking here. Um, Here's some information. I'm going to post this under the exam 2 review folder in content on my courses. So it tells us when the exam is, and I'm expecting all work to be submitted by 1:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So meaning the exam will open up at noon, and you have that hour to complete the exam, and then they give you like an extra 5 minutes just to make sure everything is submitted correctly. I will deduct points if something is handed in late, so I can tell exactly when you hand your work in. The exam is not going to be proctored, but I will ask you to sign a statement of integrity saying that you did not cheat and did not use like your cell phone and notes and your book and your homework and stuff like that. The exam is going to cover chapters 5, 7, 8, and 9. So 9 is the new material we just learned since spring break. 5, 7, and 8 is what we talked about before. So 5 was the probability. Remember, you could use either formulas or tables. So that still holds for the exam. You can use either one. I will provide tables, and you can shade on your computer. And then chapter 7 is the normal and standard normal distribution. And then chapter 8 is the sampling distributions. So the exam is going to be pretty similar to the first exam we had, where I have 2 parts. Part 1 is multiple choice or true false questions. This is going to be on the quizzing tool in my courses, and I'm going to show you that in a few minutes just to make sure everyone knows where that is and can get in there. There's no calculator, no cheat sheet. It's going to be about 8 questions. It might be 1 or 2 more, 1 or 2 less. I just want to make sure everyone has enough time on the exam. And then part 2 is going to be the short answer, and there may be some multiple choice questions on that part as well. So it's plus or minus 4 questions, and you know each question will have parts. So obviously I won't be asking you to do any drawings for me or anything like that. If I have multiple choice, you can shade, I'm sorry, if you have probability, I can ask you to shade in a chart for me to show your work for the shading on the table, but I won't have you draw me any normal curves or anything like that. When I ask for you to show me your work, I just mean type it up. So you don't have to type in an equation if you're actually filling out an equation if you don't want. But if you're going to use your calculator, like tell me where you're going, not step by step, but like if you're going to calculate a probability, you're going to use like your normal CDF function, then write normal CDF and then what numbers you're typing into your calculator. That kind of thing is what I'm talking about here. So on this part 2, you will need your graphing calculator. If you don't have one and you don't have one to borrow, then you can download a free app on your phone of like a TI-84 or something, and just make sure you know how to use it by the time Friday rolls around. You're allowed to have a one-sided 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, typed or handwritten, and I will ask you to turn this in, meaning if it's typed, you can just put your document into a folder for me, or if it's handwritten, then you can take a picture of it and then submit that. So I'll have a separate folder for those. And I'm going to just show you where to go for all that. So that's the stuff to expect on the exam. So let me stop sharing this screen and share the next screen, which is our courses. Okay, so my courses page here for our course. So when you're going to do the multiple choice section, this is going to be the first part you're going to work on right at noon. You'll go right in here to your quizzes tool on the toolbar here. And when you open that, now I have a lot more on mine than you're going to have on yours because mine shows everything that's open or closed, which is not much for our class. But you will find right here, it says exam 2, part 1, multiple choice. And this will be the only quiz in this part that should be open for you. You will click on that. I want you to note that once you view a question, you cannot go back. So if you have a question in front of you, you have to answer it right then and there, then move forward to the next question. You can't go back. And so I just know that sometimes that's something. Now, sometimes once in a while people get like this box that shows up in the middle of their screen. You can just simply refresh your screen here with your refresh button on your internet, and that should go away without disrupting your exam. Once you've completed your quiz and you submit it completely, you will go into content like you do for like your assignments and for our lecture notes. And you will find an exam 2 folder there as well. Now I will black out all these other folders, so these will all be gone. So it will be easy for you to find. And I will just have right here, you can see it, exam 2 on the 3rd. So you will go into this folder and you will find the Word document and anything else that I need you to have. Now I'm just going to go into the review folder, which actually I'm in there already, right here. So the exam 2 review, just so you can see what I mean. So what I would do in this case is I would go to the document that I want to open, and I'm going to download the document to my computer, open it up, then I would type in there, then I would upload it. Now where you're going to upload it is in a different location, not in this folder. You're going to go over to assignments. When you're done with your document, of course, save it in case something happens in the meantime. So you're going to go into assignments, and in the assignment folder, these are the drop boxes, you will find an exam 2, right here it is, Dropbox folder, and that's where you're going to put your exam 2 for me. Make sure you have your name. It shows up with your name, but just make sure we put our name on it, just so there's no mix-ups. And then I will have a second folder that will say your cheat sheet, and again, put your name on that as well. So that's what you can expect for exam 2. I will have the T distribution table part of your exam for part 2. So you won't need to use your calculator if you don't want to for that, but you can, of course, use it for that if you want to. So I just wanted to show you guys that so you had a little bit of information of what to expect. So let me know if you have any questions. All right, thank you.